I want to talk about second chair.
Yeah.
Being the second chair, now the term is deputy wing chaplain or being the deputy.
No.
What advice would you give to persons who are the deputy when the first chair or the chief is away? What advice would you
Yeah.
give?
Well, the advice is you're the second chair. And when I was the deputy, I met a lot of deputies at the air staff, and we all agreed that it wasn't really fun being the deputy because you have no final say. It is always the chief's final say. You are there to support your boss. And if there's a disagreement, and every once in a while, not much, I can remember a couple of times where Chaplain Potter would call me in and we would need to discuss some things and say, let's work this together. But we would disagree on that answer. So I'd give her my input and then but she had the responsibility to make the decision, and we all knew that. So being the deputy is never the opportunity to disapprove or you're not in charge. He is the chief and you are the deputy, and that's terribly important. One reason is because you could end your little career journey real fast if your boss says you're done. And so we must show that proper respect. It's the military system, and we say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, and that's a good thing, because it gives order and discipline. And we need to mirror that for the people that we're serving, of course.
It's like being the assistant pastor, you know, that when I become the pastor, I will. You see everything until you're in that seat. It's a different view because the weight of the responsibility then belongs to the chief, as you said.
Yes. But I also realize, and I've thought about this, through the years after retirement, and of course I had a great deputy too. Chaplain Richardson was a wonderful deputy, and we had a wonderful 4 years together as friends and serving together. But the deputy has to be ready to step up and to be available, and obviously, Chaplain Potter, had we all known what September 11th is going to be like, she would not have been on leave. She'd have stayed home and gotten ready. But she was on leave. And so it was my duty to step up and make those decisions right away that day. And then she got back the next day and she took over. But there were moments as the deputy, for example, and this was one of those, why me? I don't deserve this moment, but and it was one of our national tragedies. The Columbia shuttle exploded, and Chaplain Potter was in Estonia at the NATO Chief of Chaplains conference, and so they wanted the senior Air Force chaplain to give the homily at the National Cathedral. So I was on the prayer breakfast circuit, and I get a call at Shaw Air Force Base, return to D.C. because you're preaching the service at the National Cathedral. And that was Chaplain Potter's moment, but she wasn't here. And they weren't going to delay the service till the preacher got there. So anyway, and then they said, and you got 7 minutes. I said, I'm a Baptist. I haven't had an opening thought less than 10 minutes, and then I got 3 points in a poem. And they said, you got 7 minutes. So anyway, the Lord was able in that moment to use me to, I said, Lord, please, there's got to be a message here. And I think he provided the right message for that NASA family at the National Cathedral. So it was an opportunity. And somebody asked, how did you train for that? I said, I took every memorial service I could get when I was captain, major. You don't turn those away. You take them and step up and learn how to try to share the good news in the moments of grief.